Good money, baby. It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with another bag talk. Y'all already know how I be coming with these bag talks, baby. So today I have another special guest. We're at the headquarters, okay? I have another special guest, and we're going to talk about reasons why Black people cannot do business together. So I do want my guest to introduce himself.
Hey, what up? This is Jevon, Westmoland, man, local comedian, man, host extraordinaire. We are finna get into it.
Yes, so I want you to kick it off. Reasons why Black people can't do business together. We was kind of talking off the record, but what do you think a reason is? I wrote down some reasons, but I want to hear what you got to say.
Man, we're gonna start with the very first, the easiest, simplest reason. We can't let the pride and ego go as far as something as simple as our name. The name of what we gonna call the business. That right there has stopped more businesses from getting off the ground than anything else. The fact that you want Dime to come before Jevon, or I want Jevon to come before Dime. The business will never get off the ground. I don't want Jevon to come second.
Why can't Black people put their ego to the side? Like, I'm the type of person, I'm a respecter of the egos. So, like, yeah, of course, you somebody. You gonna have an ego. I know how to not be intimidated by your ego. So like I know how to let your ego shine. You know what I'm saying? But somebody might not know how to let my ego shine. Like we can't take turns. What's going
the problem won't never be that you don't know how to let somebody shine. Like you said, it's gonna be a problem that somebody else don't know how to let you rock. Because in most dynamics, somebody know how to let the other person they know how to beat them and get their jam off.
Yes.
The problem be the other person don't know how to bring that back across the table.
Right.
So now, like I said, something as simple as the name becomes a problem because my name got to come first. Be like, why? Even if I do become cool with your name becoming first, well, now you done already kind of showed me where you were go. In the process.
And it kind of tainted my perspective moving forward.
Yeah, like your name. Like,
I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Especially with podcasting. Like, that's why I've been rocking solo on my podcast because it can be my podcast and then I have a co-host, but the co-host want to be the driver. They want to be the... You know what I'm saying? Like, that's defeating the purpose.
I'm a co-host of a podcast.
Yeah, okay.
But that role works for me. Because not that I don't want to be bigger than bro. It's just I know that this works, or our dynamic works better for me to be the co-host and ride shotgun and get this thing.
Yes.
That don't make you less of a star.
I wish I could ride shotgun half of the time, but most of the time I'm the person with the ideas, I'm the person with the resources, I'm the person with, you know what I'm saying? So I need people who know how to play their role. That's how we're going to work well together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to step on, like we were just discussing earlier, I need a person to help me with all this equipment that I have access to that I'm not really sharp on.
Man.
But instead of somebody coming in here and just being behind the scenes doing what I need, they want to be in the camera. Like, what's going on, Black people?
Because that spotlight is bright, and bright things attract. Just like people are like moths. Like people are like moths,
attracted to the light.
That's it. They're attracted to the light, and then most time when they fly into the light is bug zapper, or you know, or that's when you get you ain't never killed a moth in the dark. You ain't never killed a moth in the dark. You always you are at most danger when you are in the light. Like you are in your most vulnerable and most dangerous position when you are in the light. You ain't never killed a bug in the dark. You only kill bugs in the light.
And I think that's highly unfortunate, and it slows a lot of people down. A lot of people could probably be further in their career. A lot of people could be further in their professionalism if they had the right people around them to do what they're there for, right?
I ain't even say you got to be the right person. I just need you to have the right attitude.
I like that.
And want to do.
I like that.
I ain't got to know nothing about podcasting for real. But if I came on board and I was like, man, look, I'll be behind the scenes and run all the stuff that need to be ran. I don't have to know nothing about it. When you was like, all right, cool, I give you that opportunity.
Yeah.
Google will teach me how to do this. I could pick up a book that'll teach me. So you just need the right attitude to go behind the scenes.
Yes, I like that.
Because a lot of people behind the scenes and they still salty. Like they ain't even really doing their job well while they behind the scene because they still got a little jealousy.
Because they want to be in the light.
Man, I could be doing that better than them.
I wish I could have been that. And I'm not mad at, the things that God is doing in my life or nothing like that. But it takes a lot of courage. And some days I don't feel like getting on this camera. I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I can write down what y'all could talk about. Mm-hmm. But, hey, it's in me, not on me.
And that's what I tell people. Like, you heard it was funny because the first thing I DM'd you, I was like, hey, we're going to be on camera.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because I love audio podcasts where it's just the audio.
Me too.
And I don't always like having to be
on camera. Me too.
Like I said, you gotta wash your face, brush your teeth.
Right. Sometimes I want to look raggedy a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I almost came up here today with my scarf on, but I'm like, damn, I can't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to be on camera.
Right.
So I'm like, let me shave.
Right.
Sometimes you don't want to go through all that. You just want to kind of play the back a little bit.
So people have a common misconception that people who are on the scene, in the light, like that's the best place to be. And sometimes it's not the best place to be. I think behind the scenes, you're making more money. Mm-hmm. You're making more noise. Like, I think silent noise is the best. Like, just silent. I just like secrecy and privacy, really, me, personally.
So, when I did music, I learned this lesson in music, and it just so happened it carried over to my comedy career. Okay. When I did music, I wasn't the best rapper. That's me being nice. So I wasn't the best rapper, and my CEO hated my voice on records. Mm. So he low-key started teaching me how to record the other artists and how to mix the other artists. Well, then now I become more valuable because now I know how to record.
Facts.
But who pays attention to the person recording them, though? Who pays attention to the person mixing the music? Y'all were in the forefront. But now I became more valuable because I learned how to do something in the background, though.
Yes.
And then he started taking me to business meetings. So now I'm learning things behind the scene that I wouldn't have learned if I was an artist.
Exactly, because artists don't get to go in on. They don't need to be there. They just need to be on when it's time, when the camera's on.
When it's time for you to do what you got to do, that's all I need you to do. And that's how it works most times with artists. Hey, just be on. But it's like I said, that light shines so bright that it attracts everybody.
Everybody thirsty for the lights.
As if they
act like vampires. What the fuck?
Man.
Look, here go another reason why black people can't do business together. Because they want to have sex with one another. I'm so sick of people pretending like they business.
I think that's
I'm so sick of people pretending like they own business, but really the motive is sex. Like, that is a huge turnoff. And it's annoying. You want to speak on that?
It's hard to work.
Black people too freaky for me. Man, I'm sorry. Too freaky and broke. Like, what? That don't even mix together.
We nasty. We finna cover up. We finna use this coffee business as a cover up for us to have sex. Like, it is what it is. Like, oh, you do what? Oh, you got a tax service? Girl, I need my taxes done. You ain't got your taxes done the last 5 years. Now you need them done.
Cause you trying to holler at me.
But yeah.
That is so annoying.
And it's hard. And it's even hard. It's hard in every business, but it's hard I can only speak about my space.
Like entertainment. It's really hard in entertainment. Like, and don't be attractive.
You know how much of a fresh breath I am, like, to other women comics. I'm gonna say women comics, and that they have told me that they could just be in a room with me, and I'm not trying to like push up on them, have sex with them. Like,
right? They can be themselves.
Man, be who y'all are. Like, bro, I ain't attracted to none of y'all like that. Like, I'm good. I go home to somebody. Even if I didn't, I'm still
right.
Cool.
Exactly.
Like, this is my workplace. I don't need y'all. I don't need y'all in my workplace and we done split up or y'all feel away or I done did. Like, I'm good on that. So, I'm trying to do my work. I know we're not at somebody's job, but that's a form of sexual harassment. Absolutely. Like, you have the wrong intentions. You know what I'm saying? It's going to speak in your actions and your characters. And that is a lack of professionalism, which is another reason black people can't do business together, because they lack professionalism. We lack even putting it on paper properly.
Right.
When you sit down and you talk to most people about starting a business, we don't even talk about the paperwork of the business. The first thing we start talking about is the product, how we gonna promote it, how we gonna push it,
how much money we gonna make off of it.
I'm like, hold on, let's slow down.
Let's get it on paper.
Let's say for every dollar that comes in, what percentage of this is mine? What percentage of this is yours?
Right.
I'm a believer, and I have actually messed this up a few times, though. But I am a believer that once you get the business right on paper, it allows us to keep our friendship.
Yes, I like that.
Because if it's not on paper, then we're kind of guessing. We don't really know.
You just winging it.
So if you make $1, but we never put it on paper that you are to make 60 cents of every dollar, and I get the other 40.
Right.
Well, every dollar you make, I'm thinking, well, nah, I'm not getting my portion. So now I start to feel a way about you.
Right.
Because we never
As
sat
you
down.
should.
Because we never sat down and did paperwork. Hey, we never even got, this ain't even an official LLC or S-type or whatever.
Nothing.
It's nothing. It's just me and you got a business.
I'm glad you touched on that because every time I do something with someone, first of all, I don't allow people to do nothing for me for free. That's another way that if you don't want my money, what do you want? My body?
Yeah,
like what is?
I got you.
You got me thinking now, you know. But when I bring out them contracts, when people see that I got all my stuff written, and it ain't like you need an attorney to read. It's just simple what the objective is, the mission, you know, the product. You know, we get into all of that on paper. People fear that for some, well, Black people, my experience. They don't like contracts.
We don't like contracts because, one, we don't understand contracts. And then, two, contracts don't allow us to move how we want to move. A contract kind of puts you in, it's structure. And that's what we don't like.
Don't like structure. Don't like authority.
As a whole, we hate structure. We hate authority. And contracts lay all that out of, hey, this is who runs it. This is the structure we're going to work under. This is the way the percentages are to be paid out and taken care of. And Black people hate all that. Because
they hate it.
Because if we're under contract, if you go into a contract with me and it says, well, all of my stage money, I get 100% of that because y'all don't necessarily help me generate my stage shows.
Right.
Well, as I start doing more stage work, well, you start feeling the way because the part of the business that you run ain't necessarily taking off.
And that ain't your fault.
That ain't, but I see him he's making money though. If he's making money, well, why ain't he taking care of me? Well, that's a personal feeling.
Exactly.
And that was the one thing that everybody that worked with me, I tried to express. Like I said, I may mess it up, but I try to express this is a business. And I treat it as such. Keep the personal out. We can still be friends. We can talk about personal stuff.
They think because you funny that you ain't got to be about y'all. I tell people all the time, I may joke, but I do not play. I got my paperwork together. I got my money together. I'm bringing both behind me. What are you bringing?
I just had these ideas, and I just want to sell T-shirts. And okay, cool, but how do we sell the T-shirts? Where do we sell the T-shirts? How much? Do you even understand how much we supposed to get back on how much we supposed to mark up the T-shirts?
Those are all good questions.
These are real questions we gotta have when we sit down and talk. I just had this dream to sell these T-shirts, and that's cool, Dr. King. But I need more. I need you to have more than a dream. And we just have a lot of dreams, but when it's time to start doing the work,
Black people are so delusional. I think that's one of the reasons we can't work together because it's one thing to dream, but then we got to do. And that's what separates dreamers. I mean, doers are dreamers too, but they actually do. They put in action. They put in the time to educate themselves on what they don't know, what they need to know.
But our second reason we can't work together is kind of in that, or our other reason we can't work together is kind of in that vein too. We want it too fast.
True, fact.
We don't have any sticking power to anything.
No patience.
We got 1 year of doing business together, and if we ain't made 10 million or 5 million, I'm done. This ain't fun to me no more.
It's just unrealistic. How could you expect to even get to that dollar amount if you can't even structure it on paper? What do you think? It's going to happen overnight?
Because I heard about the girl on Instagram that made $1 million in a year. So, now
there are exceptions.
Oh, it's exceptions to everything.
Okay.
But I do wish but even the exceptions took care of the paperwork on the back end.
Facts.
Like, I don't think it's an exception that didn't take care of that business part. So even the people that we see that took off on Instagram or whatever, I'm pretty sure their paperwork got in order at some point on their way to $1 million. At some point, they was like, hey, I need to get this, together. Like, let me get my paper right. Like, let me get the paperwork in order.
Some people just make it look too easy.
And that's another thing. We want it super easy. We don't want any friction in a business, like the first time we don't agree, our business may be over. Like the first time I'll be like, hey, I want the shirt to be red. And
them
like,
fighting words.
Nah, I'd rather the
them
shirt be blue.
Words.
Well, what you mean? Like, there's no compromise. I just go home and be like, man, I ain't fucking with that no more.
Right.
Like, I'm not working with her no more. Be like, why? Because she wanted blue shirts. Do you know? She wanted blue shirts. That's why that's why her kids is, and that's, and we do that, like anything personal that we know about you, we bring it into the business too.
Yes.
And it has to stay strictly business. Like,
but that's why it's not good to do business with family and friends because of things like that. They're not gonna look at you in that light and take you serious as that. They want to look at you as still when you were 11 and you was riding a big wheel and stuff like that. So they can't get over.
I get it. Yeah,
the little you. They can't come to terms with the big you.
I get it, and I mean it's hard
with the bag talk.
Because it's hard with some people. I guess I look at people like that too. Yeah. Like I got a little brother, and if he ever came to me about like business, I would just kind of probably shun him off at first because I'm like, man, you little bro, like stop playing, like.
But do he have the characteristics to be a good business person?
He doesn't. He does.
Is he responsible?
He does not to me, and I'm gonna say to me. But that necessarily doesn't mean, I guess, to somebody else he may have it. Yeah. But from what I see him do, and see, I get to see him differently than everybody else. Like the way I project myself to the world, or the way I am in public and everywhere else. Yeah. I'm different at home. Yeah. So if you see me at home, you may be like, I wouldn't do business with him. But if you see me out and about, like, oh, okay, cool. He does get stuff handled, but at home he does absolutely nothing. You know. So
what if he had that bag? Did that changes how you view him? Like, all right, I could take this serious. You got the money.
Little bro, probably not. Okay. Probably because he's family. Nah.
I'm just making sure, because money be swaying how people feel about you too, and I don't like that. That's why I keep my shit under wraps. Like, I ain't got no.
Yeah, I'm broke. Like, I don't ever want you to know how much I like make. Period. Because like you say, money will make people do stuff that
they wouldn't ordinarily do.
They become too open to nonsense and foolishness. And that's why we're hearing about all this stuff now in the news, though, with all these famous people getting they was able to get away with it. They had money. Facts. They have money to come. Money makes stuff go away. Like, I know we hate to admit it. Money make a lot of stuff go away. And it make a lot of people do things morally that they wouldn't do if a broke person asked. You got a couple of dollars? Man. The circles you can get in with money lets you know money has some type of power to it. Yeah. So
it's definitely a tool, for sure.
But we don't use it as that.
Nah. Yeah. Especially black people. Yeah. And I ain't trying to dog black people out. I love black people. What we are, though. Yeah, I can only talk about who I am, who I'm around, my environment, and what I'm accustomed to.
Because we're not even going to open a bank account together. Like, you know, you say like the money part. Where is this money going when we get it? Yes. Somebody got to cash app it to us. Come on now, bro. That's come on, man. Like let's
be for real.
Like, let's cut it with the foolishness and nonsense, man. We trying to be a real. And I'm not saying cash app can't be a form of payment. Yeah. But we're not finna run the whole business off no Cash App card. Like, that's not how we finna get
And down. That goes back to structuring your business. So, like, if you structure your business as a partnership, the business would be in the business name, not me or your name. And it will, the money will flow through.
But that protects you also. Yeah. That protects you, I think, tax-wise. If it's in both of our names and it's set up properly. So now if they come after us legally, they're coming after the business. They're not coming after you and
the person, exactly.
And that's the last thing we want is for them to come after us individually, because now that puts a bigger strain on our relationship. Facts. Because it's hard to sever business relationships and remain cool. Yeah. With the people that you sever your business.
You got to be hella mature.
It's a conversation that a lot of people don't like having.
No.
That, hey, this didn't work. This is why it didn't work. Hey, I ain't saying it's nothing against you. Or nothing against me. I just don't think we worked well together. Yeah. That's it. Hey, you still my peoples, or whatever the case may be.
I think another reason why black people can't do business together, because they don't trust one another. We always trying to one up one another, get over on one another.
Yeah. I gotta get you before you get me.
Yeah, I gotta get you before you get me. We don't trust one another.
I gotta work with one eye open. I'm never really all in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm never really all in.
That sucks for the purpose of us having a business because we want to be all in.
Yeah, but if I'm all in and you may take the money and run off, or you may take the business and run off, or we always go into everything looking for the problem or the worst case scenario.
Right.
We never go in and be like, hey, best case scenario, this is what's going to happen if we apply ourselves and put in the work over a long period of time. We come in like, man, I don't know. Man, we start making this money. Man, I'm gonna run off with it. Like, let me watch out for myself. Like, let me start putting me a little bit to the side.
Right.
A little bit to the side. Well, that's supposed to be going back into production. And now we wondering why we can't put product out because you put money to the side. And so now we arguing about production, but we not arguing, but you ain't mentioned that you stashing the money that, hey, like you say, we definitely...
Even if you was going into it like worst case scenario. Mm-hmm. So work it backwards then. Mm-hmm. This is the worst case scenario. So the way that we write out our plan is going to avoid all of those pitfalls. Nobody is thinking that. They just thinking worst case scenario, she going to take everything.
That goes back to the paperwork. And
everything goes back to the paperwork.
Everything goes back. What they say, if you want to know where the money going, follow the paperwork. And what they always say, if you want to know, no. They say if you want to follow the money, if you want to know something. Money always leads back to paperwork.
It does. And you have to leave a paper trail. So why are we going into business and we ain't got no documents? Nothing on document.
And like I said, I've learned that in my brief period of doing business and being the head of the business. Mm-hmm. I have learned so much business wise, and every strike, every knock, it's a lesson learned. Mm-hmm. Even though it may be hard lessons that are learned.
For sure.
You know next time though.
Yes.
That, hey, we not doing that again. Like, hey, we need paper, like documented.
And people be wondering why you be standing so firm on your business. Look, it's experience that's gonna make you learn. Now when you starting over, you starting from experience. You're not starting from scratch. Yeah, you didn't know that at first. Now you know how to put these things in place in order to do it right.
Yeah, to avoid those type things.
Exactly. Yeah. I think another reason why Black people can't do business together because we don't like being held responsible or taking accountability. Just from a personal perspective, because yes, business and people are different when it comes to business, but a lot of business come from who you are as an individual in the first place. Mm-hmm. So if you don't like taking accountability,
that's a boy right there.
My God.
A lot of business comes from who you are as an individual person.
It does.
And I'm glad you said that, and I will hold on to that because I did not know that going in. I don't know why I thought that you could be, I don't know. Like I said, it was really my first time kind of getting into business. So you learn a lot.
You do.
I never thought about that though, that who you are. Like a lot of the stuff that you do as a person is going to show up in business.
Facts.
And like we try to downgrade it.
We were talking a little bit about, drug dealers. We were just talking about this prior to going on. Like drug dealers, they think they could be a business person, but it's not really, they're not special. It's the drug. The drugs are selling itself. You're not really special. You don't really have a skill, so just taking that, if you late, if you got people waiting on you, or if you ganking people, or if you whatever in that arena what they do.
Mm-hmm. If I move
that's who you are as a business person. Right. You a shiesty mother.
You late. You ganking people. You ain't getting what they supposed to get. You ain't filling orders or whatever the case may be. Wherever you can skimp and skim. If you did it in the hustle game,
you're going to do it in business.
You're going to do it in the business.
And you do that in every other area of your life. Like, I'm big on, like, I cannot stand a thief. Like, oh my God. I don't like petty thieves at that. Mm-hmm. So, you a petty thief. If I just see little stuff about you that's just petty, I'm not going to want to do business with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but then sometimes because we do business with people that we're close to.
Yeah.
That logic of, okay, I just can't do business with this person is overruled by, but then my people. Let me try to give them a chance. Yeah. Or let me try to work with them. Because my thing is, if you will steal $5, you will steal $500. Or if you will mismanage, let me not say, because we're talking business. So if you will mismanage $5, you will mismanage $500.
And if you will steal $5, you will steal $500. Period.
So that makes it hard. That makes it hard to trust you with bigger amounts or to get down on that level. And like I said, sometimes you gotta understand in business what a person is financially obligated to and what they're not financially obligated to.
And again, back to the accountability part. So if you know that I be in Schnook stealing chicken, and then but you tell me about myself like, damn, you might not be the treasurer of the business because you got sticky fingers. Yeah. And then I get offended.
Of course. We first of all, we're too easily offended in everything. Right. Like it don't matter what you tell us. Like easy, we get offended.
You can be like, it's something in your little beard right there. What you mean?
What you mean? It's something in your like we like told me I had something in my beard. Like I knew what was there. Like we get easily offended because that's the easiest thing to be. Yeah. Like it doesn't take effort to be offended. It's very easy to be offended when somebody says something to you. Yeah. So. And that's why accountability is so hard. Like, I messed that up. Like, my bad. Like, I could have done better by you in that situation. I could, and like I said, I'm learning a lot of this stuff. I could have done better in that situation. I hold myself accountable in this situation because I never should have put you in that situation to put me in this situation. Yes. So sometimes, even though I'm not wrong in my stance on the situation, I put you in the position to put me in this position. So that's why I got to be accountable. You messed that up.
Exactly. And what's wrong with a simple conversation like, yeah, you're right. I'm not good, you know, with this. I can do better. I can work to do better. Yeah. Let's list out some things we can do moving forward. Yeah. You know, it just takes mature adults to be in business.
And I don't think we should have anybody, and I'm going to say this, we should never have anybody over our finances without looking at their personal finances going forward. And if that's offensive to you, then that's more reason why I shouldn't have you over the finances. Yes. If I can't see how you run your house, like if you behind on your light bill in your house, you're not paying the bills of your house, I can't put you over the finances of my house. Because that's technically what a business is. It's a house. Yes. And I think as us as people, we're too scared to tell people to bring their credentials to the table of why you think you should be doing this. I want to run the treasury.
That's a huge point.
Why do you think you should run the treasury? I mean, because, like, that's really all we give you as an answer. I mean, like, that's just the position I yelled out. Because I should run the treasury. Nah, bro.
No other reason why.
There's nothing behind that. Like, if I was going into business, now, like I said, I learned this going into spaces, and they was like, well, why should I do such and such? Well, because I have done this in my career. I've done this comedically. I've done this. I've done that. Like, I have to tell these people why they should give me a position of being funny. Bruh, y'all ain't seen, I can't go in there and be like, because I'm funny.
Right. They gonna be like, next.
Right. What is that? They like, sir, everybody's funny. Right. So we yell out for positions and we just give them to people. And they ain't showed us no credentials on paper. None. And we just be like, wait, all right, cool, you my home girl. I'll let you do it. Like, cool. And then we come having a conversation 3 months later. Hey, what's going on with the money? Man, girl, you ain't gonna believe it. Like, you ain't gonna.
I had to pay my light bill.
I was gonna put it back. But you stopped getting booked the way you supposed to get booked, which messed up my percentages. And if you was working harder, like Rob said, because that lack of accountability, I have to place it on somebody. I'm not gonna take the blame that the money messed up.
And it was my position, and I was in charge of it.
I gotta find.
But then it got okay. That's the lack of accountability, trust and wrong. So I would say that's a trust issue because you trusting me just solely because we cool.
Because I said because we cool. Yeah. We grew up together.
And then ego come into play when you do have a person that's bringing their credentials to the table and explaining why they're best fit for that position. Then people looking at you like, you think you better than somebody, or
that's how you gotta move though. You have to move as a business to be treated as a business. Yes. And I only speak about my space. It's hard in my space in the entertainment and comedy world because so many of us just focus on being funny. That's cool. But from talking to a lot of veteran comics, the one piece of advice that they all gave me, hey, have your business together.
Fact.
Have your business together. They say you could do the same jokes for 20 years. They say you could do the same jokes 20, 30 years. They said, but if your business ain't together, you would never properly be paid for them jokes the way you're supposed to be paid for them. And I was like, makes sense.
Yes.
Makes sense. And ever since they told me that.
Because, and I feel like comics have it worse because, again, You're funny. You're just a joke. You're just making me laugh. That's how people will perceive you. They're not going to perceive you as a businessman first, then a comic. You dangerous when you that.
That's why I said I was going to start doing I was going to start stepping outside of my box of doing different platforms of media besides just going on places where I'm expected to be funny.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people I think I'm a bad interview because I'm not funny in most of my, if you watch most of my interviews, you don't laugh much in them. Hey, he ain't really funny.
He ain't the dude I thought he was.
Man, he talk after shows, people have came to me and said that they'd be like, bro, you don't really behave off stage like I thought you would. Mm-hmm. My job is done. When you clock out at when you clock out at work, you ain't the same person when you get in the car and you go, you're different.
Yeah.
Once I get off that stage, I'm done. That's it. I do my time. I'm done. Now it's business time. How do I move on? I write more stuff down about business than I do jokes. Because I could take any situation and flip that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But this business stuff, I know I'm an infant. I know I don't understand. I don't come from, my mom and dad didn't run businesses. Mm-hmm. And most of us don't come from, that hurts us too.
That's fact, yeah.
We're not coming from the lineage that our other peers are coming from. Even our Hispanic brothers and sisters, their people run roofing businesses, lawn care businesses, and whatever else the Hispanic community do.
Yeah.
What are we coming from? I ain't coming from, my dad worked for somebody.
Right.
My mom worked for somebody.
And then even when you brought a business idea to them, they don't comprehend it or they don't take it serious.
That's not what we do. We don't do that.
Right.
We don't run, baby, that's going to fail. Don't waste your money in that. Get it to something more secure.
That projection just... Yeah, from their own, they think they can't do it, so that's why they projecting it onto you.
Yeah, and that's why we leap off into the multi-level marketing thing too. That's why I think that's so big amongst us, because first it presents that fast.
I'm glad you brought
it. It presents that fast that we like. It presents that fast. We love that fast.
We love dreaming,
man. And they bring us They bring us the one token that's making great money from getting the rest of us to follow in up under them. And now it's showtime. And here we go.
And I've been a part of multi-level marketing.
We all have.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And it's a bad business model because they tell you to write down the people in your phone, the people you know. First of all, I don't want to do business or be in business with those people. So that lets you know right there off the flip, it's a bad business model and it's a scam. And it's making you lose good relationships too because you're trying to reel somebody else into something that you barely have knowledge on because they so quick to push you to just grab other people in. You like, damn, I ain't even fully did all the research on it just yet.
Yep.
So I mean that goes back to the trust.
Do it that night. They want to do it that night. Bro, I just signed up. I just signed up
2 minutes ago.
Man, and you want me to leak the whole phone? And call them. All right. Hey, TT, I just signed up for what's the name of this business again? I don't even know what we selling. I just got really excited and I just paid $300.
Yes.
And I need you to hear my excitement and pay the same $300 that I paid so I can get $150 of your $300, and I'm gonna show you how to call people to your phone, just like I'm calling right now, and we're all just gonna be excited. And
now that was once your favorite TT, and now she don't even mess with you no more.
Because I owe her $150 of her good money, and I'm out here jamming. So that's that multi-level.
Just the blind leading the blind. I think another reason why Black people can't do business together because overpriced products and services, but the value is lacking. Speak on it.
Man.
Overpriced products and services, but the value is lacking.
So we look at stuff, so we try to base stuff off of what we see in Los Angeles, Vegas, Miami, and we try to bring it here. Cool. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, they have the market for that. They have the demand for that. And so they can create these price points that they create. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to call out any neighborhood, but you can't be in a low-impoverished neighborhood and think that you're going to charge me $40 for a plate.
Right.
It don't even fit where you are. And even if you were to move this somewhere where $40 is acceptable, then the presentation becomes trash.
Yeah.
Because I'm not finna pay $40 for anything that you finna give me in a white flip-up styrofoam box. You didn't even take the time to get your logo on the box.
Or something like that, yeah.
Nothing. Just the white joints from Sam's. You didn't put this overstuffed turkey leg in. that you done learn how to just put macaroni and stuff on top of a turkey leg and call it a stuffed turkey leg.
And the macaroni might be dry. The turkey leg might be dry. It's you overpricing, but you're lacking the value.
Absolutely. We oversell t-shirts that still got a gilding tag.
Right.
And I argue with clothing designers about that all the time. Bruh, that should be one of the first things you learn. How do I get my tag in this shirt?
Yes.
Before you try to sell it for the $50,000, $30,000, $20,000 that you try to sell it for. That's actually one of the first things I look at. When people want to partner with me or brand with me and all this other good stuff, when you present me your clothing line, if I look at the shirt and it has a gilding tag in it, I probably don't want to work with you. Because you haven't taken the time to figure out how to put your logo.
Yeah, how to brand your stuff. Yeah. It just really shows that a person isn't willing to invest in their own product, but they want you to spend $50 on a t-shirt. Like, if you don't sell it for $5 or $10, come on now. Man, and we all starting from somewhere, so it's no shade. Yeah. It's cool. But don't come off the rip trying to charge $50 for a t-shirt.
Especially with not taking care of like certain with the Fruit of the Loom. Like,
right, Fruit of the Loom.
Or don't get the little gift. My thing is while we're waiting for you to get better, look like it. Go get the little gift boxes that when I flip it up, it got your logo. And I hear what people saying, Jevon, that costs money. Everything costs money.
You have to invest in yourself, in the brand. But you want me to spend the money on it.
But you won't spend it on yourself. This is what I tell people when I talk to them about their brands. I be like, bro, I travel the country. Mm-hmm. So if I'm traveling the country, I'm going in markets that you ain't going in. Mm-hmm. So when your t-shirt is on me and I'm in Little Rock, Arkansas, jamming on the stage, people in Little Rock see your brand. Yeah. So when I'm
like we see
where you get the shirt from? Oh man, this company back, but you ain't got a website. Where am I supposed to refer them to? Your Facebook page? Right. Yeah, they're on Facebook. Follow them. Nah, bro, I want to order the shirt now. Yes. And then when you send it out, your tag ain't in it. It's still the gilding tag. And then the presentation.
Embarrassing.
The presentation is bad. Like, it's not even the little plastic bag that it come in can have your logo on it. Yes. So when they get it, they like, oh, okay,
this official.
But when I come to you and tell you I want to work with you, you charging me for the shirt. Bro, I'm finna be all across the country in this little shirt.
If you don't just give me the shirt, you gotta argue with people to help them.
You're going to get more out of this shirt, me wearing it, than you trying, because you follow me on social media. Mm-hmm. Every day you open your phone, I'm there. Mm-hmm. Content, video, typed, I'm present there. If you were putting your product on me, people eventually will start to be like, well, what is this that he's wearing?
What does that mean? Yeah.
Like, what?
And they're going to search it. But if they
charge me. So now when you charge me, I'm not shouting out anything. Because I was a consumer. I bought it. I don't have to shout you out. Yeah. We didn't have no deal. It wasn't no... If you came out with a shirt and you was like, hey, Jevon, I want you to rock this. I'm like, I got you. Cool. Like, this how we going to do it. Paperwork. Because we going to paperwork it up. Because even if I tell you I don't want nothing from a sale of a shirt, I still want that on paper. Yes. So I don't come back later when I see you done sold 500 shirts. I'm like, ooh.
I want a piece of that now.
I'm like, damn. Hey, man, you done sold 500 off of your boy. Like, you like, yeah, but contractually, my guy, you said nothing. Now, we can rework this contract if you like once it expires, or however we rip this up, or, whatever. Yeah. But this current one, I'm going to abide by. Mm-hmm. And that, too, we got to... Man, we gotta be cool with what we sign. When you sign it, you gotta be cool with that.
Yeah, you gotta be cool. That's why I don't like the free stuff. Like, as far as, I don't want nobody doing nothing for me for free. If I'm having you put on a promotional something, I'm gonna pay you something too. It may not be 1,000, it may not be, but I'm gonna pay you something because it just shows how I do business. Yeah. And it's gonna be in writing. I can show you countless amount of contracts that I have from people, from doing business with people.
That's how it should be, though.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Contract should be a thing of business. And like you say, we hate the structure. We hate the organization of it. I think we need to do a better job of looking at the background of the people that we want to do business with. Look at their lives. And if they don't lead a life that you would necessarily want to live, I don't think maybe we should be doing business with them. Yeah. And that may be too broad, because I know there's some people out here that live horrible lives that can do good business, but probably
not more than likely.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
because
think
that's a flawed character.
Yeah,
it may look good on the outside.
Yeah,
but you see everything is falling down for Mr. P. Diddy. So just because,
and that's because he probably had a lot of people running stuff for him that was able to hide his character.
Exactly.
So the parts of his character that he sucked in, he probably didn't even run those parts of his business.
Right.
So he had an accountant. He had a media person. He has a PR person to make stuff go away, or to tell him, "Hey, you present yourself this way in the public." So he has,
or to spin the stories, or make stories that put him in a great light,
or bring those forward. So he had a team of people to keep his character on the background. A lot of us don't start out so we got to kind of have good character coming in.
Yeah,
or you got to be able to be really fake for a long time coming into the game. And
I feel like it's nothing wrong with just living in your truth. If you know that you're not good in an area, don't focus on what you're not good at. Get somebody else to do what they, what your weaknesses are. I think that kind of just balances.
Who's that open about that? That's an accountability thing. Like, I have to be
I'm open about it.
I have to be accountable that I'm bad at communicating.
Yeah.
So I may not be the person that you want making the phone calls, trying to book gigs, or trying to get us sponsorships, because I'm not good on the phone. Like that may be something that. But I'm not gonna be open with myself that I ain't good on the phone. I'm gonna say something like, if I just did it a little bit more, I could be cool. Or if I took it serious. Black people really believe that in areas that they lack, if they took it more serious, they would get better at it. No, you just really ain't good with people, bruh.
Yeah.
And we gotta stop doing that too. We gotta stop going into businesses that don't fit our personality.
True.
Stop going into customer facing businesses, customer service.
If you have a resting bitch face. What is it called?
That's it.
Mean bitch.
Stop going into businesses where you have to interact with the public daily and you hate people.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for you.
It's not. Because people ain't dumb, first of all. People are not slow. People read energy. They ain't got to be the smartest person in the room, but they feel the vibe. So, and then you're the person that's supposed to be the business person, so they looking at you like...
And it's mostly, you're the head it's normally the head person that has the worst attitude.
I swear.
And we get into business because we think that allows us to do that. We think because this is my stuff. This is my business. Like, I'll run it the way I want to. I need you to run it in a way that's productive. I want us to stop saying...
Black people have that bad.
I'm going to run it the way I want to. No, let's run it in a way that's productive.
Yeah.
I don't want you to run it the way you want to. Let's run it in a way that productive businesses run.
Yes.
Let's run it that way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Run it the way you want to. Because you see how that's working. Like, now you mad all the time. You cussing us out when we come in. What y'all want? We'll sit you. Give us a second. Y'all see we trying to sit other people? Yeah, I see that. But why would you open up? Then just have one booth in here.
Yeah.
If you want us to sit one party at a time, just get one table in here. If you got multiple tables in here, you should have came up with a way to sit multiple people at a time. And when we sitting down coming up with our businesses, we never think that.
No.
If I run a restaurant, I never think, hey, what am I going to do if I get 5 people that walk through?
At the same time.
If I get 5 parties that walk in, what is my procedure to sit these 5 people?
Mm-hmm.
I just want a restaurant. I just want to serve my ribs. That's all.
I just cook. And that's another thing. Just because you know how to cook, or just because you think you know how to cook, just because your family and kids eating your food because they ain't got no other choice, that don't mean you need to have a restaurant. I'm sorry. Everybody's food is not good. And I'm not finna be running a restaurant because I'm not a cook. I eat.
And everybody does not know how to cook in large moderations, because the way you cook for your family of 5 is different than the way you finna cook for this restaurant that's supposed to serve maybe 300 people for this day. Macaroni is different. When you gotta multiply that over like the seasoning, you gotta know how much seasoning this is now. Well, all right, it requires 1 tablespoon when it's just my family.
Right.
I'm trying to make it for 300 people. So do I put 300 tablespoons? Or like now
that is a good point.
We don't know how to, so now the food tastes different and we like, this is nasty. But you're mad because at home the food is great. And I bet you if I came to your house, it probably was better at home. But now you're making it for the masses. And you don't know how to make it for the masses. So that's different.
And you're not willing to go back and invest in yourself to take classes to make food for the masses.
We ain't trying to. We not doing no follow up education, especially if we got to pay for the follow. But even that, it's so much free education out here. You know how many times that stat then came across Facebook of the places that you can go get business, that you can take business classes at Harvard and all these other classes for free. Yeah. And they are legit free, because I went and looked up a couple of them, took a couple of them, worked in a couple of them.
Yeah.
Because never do I want to be in this space as a businessman and not know what I'm doing. And it failed. I don't want you to fail, and there was resources out there for you, though. Why are you failing in its resources? Just do the work. But we talked about that. Who's going to do the work? Who finna do? That's not why I didn't get in a business to do work. I got in a business once
to sit back,
man, to use it as a.
That's a huge misconception of business people and entrepreneurs. People think that going into business for yourself, you don't have to work.
Man, that's the hardest.
You gonna work more than if you work for somebody else. So, are you sure you want to be in business for yourself, or you just wishful thinking, just talking mad because you had a bad day today, or your boss told you something you didn't like?
It sounds good. Entrepreneurship, it's just a sexy word.
Yeah.
That's it. When you if I meet somebody out of the club, I meet a woman out of the club, and she's like, man, what you do? I'm an entrepreneur. She was like, oh, what you do? Man, you know, I run a whatever type of business I come up with. She's like, oh, okay. She's not asking to see my books in that moment. She's not. What she did was she took the industry average that she knows that industry does, and she instantly gave it to me.
Just summed it up like. Oh.
So if I say, man, I run I'm an engineer. I do logistics. I run a trucking business. Your mind never goes to the bottom people that you know in trucking doing bad. You instantly thought of all the good. You thought of all the people that you know in trucking doing well.
Right.
And you was like, oh, he make about 6 figures then. And if you broke over my books, you'd be like, he needs to go get a job. he needs to go get a job.
He needs to quit playing.
He needs to go get a job. Boy, you ain't an entrepreneur. You're broke. You're broke.
Oh my God.
And so even when I sit down and tell people, hey, I'm a comedian, they do the first people they connect me to. Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. Yeah, why would y'all? This is the top echelon. Y'all
in the world.
Y'all have jumped over so many comics and put me with these guys? Y'all, cut it out. Like,
I don't even like telling people that I'm an entrepreneur. Like, even on my business cards, it don't say I'm the owner. I don't promote my business as I'm the owner, because I'm looking for somebody to run my business. Yeah, I just want to own it. I don't need to be involved. So, like you said, it's just a sexy word. It don't mean good results.
Hey.
You know?
And go get you a job while you got your entrepreneur thing going on. Let your job, matter of fact, let your job fund it. Let your job be your business partner. Work with your job as a business partner. Hey, my job pays me every 2 weeks. This is their investment into my business.
There you go. Yeah.
I take so much of this and put it into this. This has to go into my house. And now you start learning how to take money, and as you get it, because once you lose it, once you ain't got a real job and your money solely comes from your hustle, if you don't know how to divvy that out and run it, or man, that stuff go quick.
Hell yeah. A lot of people always saying, I want to just quit my job and
do what?
And just do my business full time. I've been there, and that's not a good idea if you don't have an emergency fund set aside to cover your bills and all of that, because you're going to find yourself back working a job. So you want to...
Not knowing where your next check comes from.
Yeah, like that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, we are just learning from scratch.
That's it. We first generation.
Yeah, we first generation. So we gotta know that. But then you get looked at crazy when you tell somebody else, like, nah, that's not a good idea. Now they like, what you mean? You trying to tell me what to do? Or like, black people just...
But even with us being first generation, we still teaching our kids wrong. Even with us being first generation, the bumps that we took along the way, we ain't teaching our kids differently. Like, for all the businesses that we started, that we known that if we put it on paperwork, it would have went different. We still don't teach our kids the paperwork. Our kids still don't know about no paperwork. We just be careful who you work with. That's it.
Just simple as things. Yeah.
Be careful who you
don't let your right hand know what the left doing. Like, what do that mean? Break it down to me.
What that means is your marketing department does not need to know what your finance department is over there doing. That's
Thank
all
you.
that means in a nutshell. It don't mean that you can't trust Hey, we just be saying anything.
We say anything.
And if it got a rip, and if it rhymes,
we going with it.
Man,
it's the truth for us.
Hey,
it's stamped in. I'm weak.
If it makes sense and we can rhyme it, we good.
Yeah.
But we don't teach our children, hey, make sure you have your contracts together. Make sure your paperwork is together. So that way y'all can actually conduct business the way business is supposed to be conducted. That's really the most simplest thing I would tell my kids.
Yeah.
Any other piece of advice, they can pick a book up and read and learn that. Mm-hmm. But the one thing I would tell them that they may not learn from said book, make sure your paperwork is right. Get your paperwork right. If you're an LLC, make sure your LLC is right. Make sure it's registered with the government. Mm-hmm. Make sure you got your EINs and all these other numbers in place. Make sure you got your bank account so you can go handle your business the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
handled.
And I mean, we can teach our kids the basics, but I think we should go further and teach our kids to hire professionals, because we're not a professional at all of those things. So you want to structure your business correctly. You might want to consult with a tax advisor or, a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? You need these key players on your team.
Or even if you're going to have them on your team, go to H&R Block. Take the tax preparation class.
Facts.
So you can, if nothing else, I get the paperwork, whatever all the resources of material that they give me when I take this class, I now have it at home to look over in my leisure. I may not even pass the class. I may not even prepare taxes, but I at least now know verbiage and terminology. So when I sit down in front of my tax prepper and they tell me, well, you need a I something form, I'm not sitting there, What's that? And I at least know what that
You're
form
familiar
is.
With the language.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, cool, I get that to you.
Yeah,
you know
it makes it easier for you to understand and comprehend the conversation.
That's really how you get screwed in business. You don't understand language.
Yeah.
The language that's spoken.
The lingo.
When you hear most people talk about music contracts, they talk about words. It was words in the contract that I didn't know or I didn't understand. And we all like, well, why didn't you look it up? Because they didn't know to look it up. They didn't feel that they were in a position to not look it up. But now me, if I'm reading a book and I don't understand a word.
Dictionary.
Oh, okay, that's what that means.
Yeah, you have to do that when you read.
It makes sense when you do it, though.
Yeah.
Like, once you understand definition of words, paragraphs make sense. But when you don't understand a certain definition of a word, that whole paragraph is foggy to you.
Foggy as fuck.
I don't know what I don't know what something as simple as reoccurrence or what's a word that's in the contract that be thrown
like recoup.
Recoup, like words like that.
Yeah.
Like we like, what does that mean?
Royalties.
Royalties. What does that
Masters.
mean? God, don't get us started with the masters. Like we have no clue. Like I haven't gotten into certain comedy shows because they said that your audio could be used to put on our radio station. Well, nah, because this is my intellectual property.
Yeah,
like this is my jokes are songs. Like that's basically what they are. So if just because I tell them on your stage does not give you the right to put them on your radio station without me signing something, what they'll tell you is when you signed up to be in this competition, if you look down in the small print, you agreed to this. That's why I be like, no, I'm good. I won't do this one because y'all not finna just be out here spinning my joke, getting whatever percentage off of it,
and you're not.
I'm not getting. But what they try to do to you is, well, it's exposure. I can create my own exposure. Like, I take my time to create.
But believe it or not, most people would take that exposure over a dime.
I don't know what exposure does. Like, exposure hasn't paid a bill yet. Exposure doesn't pay. And in this day and age with social media, don't get me wrong, standing on other people's platforms is great because other people are going to see me today that probably never see me because I'm on your platform. Yeah. Cool, great, love it. But eventually, had I just kept grinding, maybe they would have. Maybe these people would have saw me. But just because I'm going to get an opportunity to be in front of people that never see me does not mean that that gives you the right to take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the part that I don't like. That part of it. I don't care about the exposure's cool, but most time exposures come. The word exposure, the root word is exposing. Exposing is taking it's not even a positive
real talk.
It's not even a positive root word.
Right.
Nothing about exposure is a positive experience.
Right.
I'm cool. I don't want exposure. Like not like y'all think I do.
That goes back to the people who be doing them reality shows, like the baddies. they don't get paid. They just get exposure. And they be so geeked up about it. Like, I don't care. I ain't get paid nothing. I got 50,000 followers.
But now what's your product, though? Cool. You got 50,000 followers. Cool. What do you do now? Now what's your move? Now what's the move? What are you finna put in front of these 50,000 people? Because on that show, just from what I know, it's drama driven. So what product are you finna to sell me when your brand is based off of being drama driven
and negative? I don't want to buy nothing from you.
You can't sell me a book. You can't sell me financial courses.
You can't give me no information.
If your product isn't actually one of being physical, like boxing or arguing, something that fits.
If you ain't selling gloves,
what am I getting? What am I getting from you?
Where's the value?
Like, where's the value of the exposure? So even all exposure ain't even great exposure.
It's really not.
So we running.
They say bad publicity is good publicity. How you feel about that?
Ask P. Diddy how that work.
I'd rather not.
Ask TD Jakes how that's going. Ask TD Jakes how that's going, because he got a lot of bad publicity going on right now. Ask him, do he feel like that's good for him?
I feel like that's a thirsty move.
Man,
just
I'm not finna intentionally
bad publicity. That's just thirst trapping.
I'm not going to intentionally paint myself
as a bad person just to get exposure.
Just to get
that
exposure.
Sucks. You gonna be at home crying yourself to sleep at night behind the cameras. Nobody ain't gonna know.
And we wonder why people are depressed. And
because
they're doing anything. Just work the process. Just work the process. Be true to yourself. Understand there will be missteps. Like, ain't none of us gonna make it through this perfect.
Yeah.
Like, we all gonna make mistakes. Mm-hmm. But all that selling yourself and doing stuff that you wouldn't necessarily do, and man, I'm going to be true to who I am all the way.
That's why I say thank God for employment.
Man,
I don't have to be on here. I'm still getting paid. Yeah. But I just love doing this. So that's the difference. But if you can take your passion and make it a purpose, then you get paid. That's how you get paid.
And your job allows you time. Like, you don't have to rush and take
exactly
bad deals. Like,
yeah. I don't have to rush to do nothing. Even with, like I said, I need help. You know, I got to find the time to get deep into all this equipment and stuff that I have. But I'm really not in a rush because I'm still doing what I have to do. I'm still getting it.
Good.
I'm still doing it.
And that was my thing. Like, when I first got in with doing shows, I didn't have to do certain shows because I made a check from social media. Like, I know some of us laugh about, so I get paid. Like, with some comics are making a month to do comedy, and
I love that.
I'm good. Y'all think I post this much because now don't get me wrong. Before I got the deal with social media, I did post a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta get out there.
Yeah, that was just what I did.
Yeah.
Like, it was
the
just
algorithm.
Like, I was just therapy for me, just talking on social media, like, just have fun. But now that social media actually pays me for it, okay, cool. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it this way. And I ain't gotta take that deal. Okay, cool. Y'all can have that. Or if I know somebody that it may better benefit, like, I could pass that.
Yes.
Like, I could, be like, I think this, I know somebody looking for somebody, call them over here. But again, that's why we don't get along either. We don't know how to pass work off. We don't know how to refer. We don't know how to refer somebody that's better. If I know somebody that's better for a job than I am, I'm not telling you because you didn't want me. Like,
it's just weird. People just weird.
We operate so weird with each other.
Yeah.
And then, we always talk about support. Well, you got to give some. You have to give some support before you give some support. The
people who always screaming, nobody support me, they don't support nobody. Because people who do support people, they don't got time to say that. They're just supporting. And support don't always have to be financially or monetarily. It can be, I'm sharing your post. It can be, I'm liking or commenting.
Whatever you come up with.
Yeah, that gets you in the algorithm too. Just me simply liking it or commenting on it.
Or like when before me and you got on, like, I was watching the YouTube joint, and they were talking about, like, podcasting and all this other stuff, and I sent you the clip.
You did.
That's support. Like,
yes.
Hey, I want to see you grow in this space. I watched it. I was like, oh, they got some, some gems in here. I passed it on. We think we think when we support somebody, it has to be in front of that's our problem. We want to do everything in front of the world.
I do so much stuff behind the scenes. People would never know.
Yeah.
For stuff that I do for other people, people would never know. Like, I don't have to. That's a huge misconception. And then I know a lot of people, since I'm in a financial space, they expect me to get on here flashing money, showing cars and houses and how I'm really living.
But the advice that you give,
the people who doing that aren't really about that.
But the advice that you give is actually like, if they applied it to, my thing is, stop looking at the person giving the advice.
Facts. Stop looking at the messenger. Just get the message.
Does the message apply to what you need it to apply to?
Yeah.
That's it. And when I read your message, I be like, this works. I be like, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. Everybody be on some, well, is she doing it? I don't care what you do.
I want to see one of us doing it. Okay, that's why I put the information out there.
That's why I never care if you do what you say you're doing. Does it make sense? If you putting out tips for a healthy relationship, and your fire back to that is, well, his relationship sucked. Okay, well,
maybe he's telling you his mistakes. I'd rather learn from somebody's mistakes than their success. Yeah. It's going to be hard to learn from somebody's success. You have to learn from their mistakes.
Because it looks easy when you look at the success. You look at the success like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, well, they sold out shows all across the country. Oh, okay, I want to do that. Well, how did they do it? How did it get set up to do? How did
they become an overnight success in 10 years?
Man, we love that too. We love an overnight success that took forever to get to the overnight part.
People don't understand though.
We definitely don't understand struggle. We don't want to struggle. I mean, a lot of it, and I don't even think a lot of it is that whole, I mean, it might be crabs in a barrel. Like, I don't know, because I've run across a lot of good people.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most business savvy. And I try to be picky about who I do business with.
Facts.
And even in that, you still may mess up a relationship or friendship that it may not have been what it may not have been your intention.
Yeah.
That
happens.
It turned out that way. But now I kind of know if I was to do business with a person, it's just solely off of the talent that you have. Like, I wouldn't want to do business with you for nothing else than generating income. Because that's your talent. I don't want to bring you on and be like, hey, can you run the lights? Like, can you run the lights around here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can you help me write material? Like, I've never seen you, and I'm not even saying that you aren't funny or that you probably couldn't do that. But why would I move you out of your purpose of that? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That'd be like you bringing me on to do anything other than something that's in the space of, hey, I'm trying to be more comedic, or I'm trying to write better captions, or I'm trying to come up with something that I can do repetitively on a day-to-day basis. Like, if you brought me in to do anything else, I'd be like, that I can't benefit you for real.
Yeah.
Like, that.
But how many people gonna be honest? I could be paying you and you know damn well you ain't bringing the value, but you still gonna take my money. And that's not being productive.
But you know where we get that? You know where we get that mentality from?
What?
Going to work. We go to work and do that. We go to work and underperform and still taking people money every 2 weeks.
True, and want to get paid the highest salary, but don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, but now when it's time for me to work for you, like you said, we bring, like you said, the habits that it's hard to run from your habits.
Yeah.
So if you're not fixing the root, the tree gonna still sprout the same horrible fruit.
It's gonna bear the same fruit. Exactly.
Bear the same fruit.
And the Bible says, "Judge a man by his fruit."
Judge a man by
not by his wallet or his pocket, baby.
Judge a man by his fruit. And hey, he walked past a whole tree. That fig tree was producing no fruit, and he said, he waved his hand and said, "Hey, he killed that whole tree off because it wasn't producing no fruit. Hey, you be dead." God was just walking. It was like, is that a fig tree? Couldn't be a fig tree because ain't no figs on it. You dead.
Right.
And like, what? So judge people off of like their fruit and get to know the person, because black people do that too.
Yeah.
We work off of people based off what somebody else said.
Or what they got on, or what they look like, or...
Man, you know how much good replicas...
You don't know who you could be sitting next to. Man. Y'all gotta stop doing that.
We horrible with that.
You don't know who you could be sitting next to. You don't know who you can need potentially in the future. So
that's why I reach out to everybody.
Yeah, I respect everybody because you don't know who next. Okay, that's my motto.
And if you stay in people's good graces, they do remember you.
They definitely do.
In those moments that you don't even think. Like I said, you get put in places that you don't even like, because I know people that do finances. I'm like, oh man, it might be cool for them to sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah.
And whatever y'all do with that is what y'all do. I'm not looking to be on some. Hey, I introduce y'all. Like, I can't.
Black
you can't
people
throw me
got
nothing.
that bad.
You ain't gonna throw me nothing. No, that wasn't meant. My blessing gonna come from somewhere else.
Why are we like that?
We gotta get it. We got it. We ain't giving away, man. We gotta get it. I can't help you get on, and I didn't get on.
Man,
how dare I help you?
That's just like me giving you some financial, just general information you could have looked up, but I just so happen to tell you, and you actually applied it, and it worked for you, and then I come back on some, that'll
be like, you know how you told everybody the best interest is compound interest a couple days ago?
Yeah.
That'll be like if I actually went out here and got me a compound interest yielding account.
Right.
And you was like, hey, I need a percentage off of the compound interest that you making. Like, what? You wouldn't even have known about that.
That's illegal.
You wouldn't even have known about that if that wasn't for me. Like, if I didn't introduce you to compound interest, you wouldn't even know about it. So, hey, I need you
sick.
Man, I need you to run me that. Hey, run me that. Like,
we are sick, y'all. Yeah, we got to get it together. We've been out here an hour. It don't even feel like it. We just been talking. So, we've been talking about reasons why Black people can't do business together. We touched on they want to have sex with one another.
Yes.
Like, how is you? And then I made a comment on something like that. Or I made a post and somebody commented, well, white people do it all the time. And I said, but they're not never gonna put sex over business.
Never.
White people know how to work. They ain't even gotta like you, but they know how to work.
That's the one thing I learned from them.
Yes.
I learned that, baby, I ain't gotta like you. Can we get to the end goal? What's the end goal to
this?
Liking you. That's our problem. We feel like we gotta like it. Babe, I'm at the point now with this good old business. I don't have to like you.
Yeah.
How can I get this done? This is what I want done.
Mm-hmm.
You can help me in it. Can we work together to get? Because after it's done, go about your way.
Yes, and you would think money would solve that problem. Like you would think paying somebody to do their job, you would think that would solve that problem. But no, it still gets in. We still get in our feelings. Another reason we don't trust one another. Mm-hmm. We take that into business. We want to one-up each other. We want to keep some secrets. We want to keep some resources to ourselves because we don't trust one another. Mm-hmm. We don't respect one another.
Yes.
We don't respect one another for the value that we bring to one another. So a person can't respect you for your uniqueness. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons we can't do business together. Another reason we lack professionalism. That is a huge thing we need to work on in the Black community. Mm-hmm. Professionalism. Mm-hmm. Another reason we want it handed to us instead of working for it. Like we feel entitled.
We're
very
entitled.
So since if I bring you on as a co-host, now you entitled. You feel like you a host.
I should get whatever you get.
Right. And it don't work like that.
Yep.
Another reason I think trauma, just like personal life trauma, and we bring it into business. Mm-hmm. Another reason, lack of skills. So we want to come in, like you mentioned earlier, we don't show no credentials, but we the treasurer automatically. We in charge of the money. But we ain't got no background in money. Another reason, everybody want to be in charge. There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Yeah. That is a huge one. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Yes. You know, when everybody got an opinion on stuff, it can just
nothing get done.
It won't never get off the ground.
No, nothing get done. Like, and I was bad. I ain't gonna say I was bad for that, but my thing was with my after my squad. After I heard everybody's opinion, mm-hmm. after I made the final call on it, we wasn't going back and forth. Like that was it. After I said this, how we moving.
Yes,
I heard all y'all. Mm-hmm. That was cool. That was great. I opened the floor, but after I said, "Hey, that's cool," but we still moving this way. That was it. It wasn't no more. It wasn't no more conversation about
as it should. Yeah.
What I'm thinking, and I had to say a couple times, I don't really care what you think.
Right.
Like, and you gonna come off kind of, you got to be ready to hurt some feelings.
That's where the ego part come in. Like when you running business, you running it. Some of it is ego. Yeah. Because you do need that for people to take you serious. You got to be standing on your stuff. Yeah. You got to be a little bit too much.
And it's like,
but we can't handle it.
And in this business, my name is the business, Jevon Westmoland. Mm-hmm. Like, so I kind of got to be a little bit on it a little bit more than if we just had some cute name out here where, you know, where if I was operating under a nickname or something, then maybe I could operate a little different. But this is my name. Yeah. So certain things we just can't do. Certain ways we just can't move. Certain things I can't budge on. Yeah. Like getting me a liquor endorsement would be stupid. I don't drink or smoke.
Oh yeah.
So that's dumb.
That would be dumb.
Matter of fact, why did you even go out to get? So now I gotta look at you on my team. Why would you even go out to? So you're not even aligned with the.
You're not even respecting who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's the respect thing. But that is so disrespectful to me.
But even if we had it on paper, these are the bylaws of the company. Not the bylaws, but this is the overall goal of the business, of the company. We laid out what this is on paper. You went totally against that. And you done went and found something that because you wanted it to work. I didn't have so many people try to line me up with marijuana. I don't smoke. I'll be the worst person to endorse.
You wouldn't even give your all into it because it's not you. Wow. It would not be genuine or authentic.
What y'all want me to tell these people? Get high.
People don't think, man. People slow.
But because it was a check attached, it's like, well, let's just give them the check. Like, let's just get the check. Nah, because why are we just getting a check and something that we don't? Nah, bro. Cause
you rare, because a lot of people would.
They gonna take the check. Absolutely. Yeah. You don't always take it, but it don't work for me to do that. Like, if it ain't...
All money ain't good money. Man. So, another reason they don't like doing business contracts, everything boils down to
them contracts. We ain't finna sign
But people will sign their life away if the right amount of money offered.
Yeah, we sign our life away on social media. All the things that we acknowledge to and that we agree with, we give them access to our cameras, to our pictures, to our this, to our all that. But we can't sign nothing saying that, hey, this is how our business is going to work. Because I'd be damn, I give you that much control. But then we yelling and screaming, how did Target know I wanted a tickle me elbow? Because you told them. Like, you told them. What? Like,
how did Target know I wanted a tickle me elbow?
Because y'all signed y'all life away to these phones.
Like, they don't be paying attention. I always change my privacy settings. Whenever it pop up, I change my stuff on there.
I try to set mine too. Yeah. I don't need them sending me all these referrals,
advertisements, keeping track of what sites you on and all of that.
Now the videos pop up. If we'll be talking about something, and if you go to TikTok, the videos that conversation that you had will pop up. The other day, somebody was talking to me about an Oprah Winfrey and Taraji P video. We were on the phone talking about it. As soon as I went to TikTok, the video popped up. I ain't seen this video. Don't follow this person. Never seen this person on TikTok.
That's scary.
The video popped up.
That's hella scary.
Man, it's scary, but I found it so convenient. I ain't gonna even lie. Because I came...
You needed the
Because I came looking for the video. I was like, God, I gotta find this video.
They found it for you.
There it is. Perfect. Look at God. And so, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, we get off into everything but the right thing, man. We'll do
everything but the right thing. So we don't like being held responsible or taking accountability. Overpriced products and services, but the value is lacking. One last thing, other races, they praying and hoping black people get their shit together because they tired of us asking them for shit or making it seem like it's their responsibility to fix our shit, and it's not. And then we keep wondering why they keep getting ahead because they're focused on their people. They're not focused on us.
They're not talking about everybody.
When are we gonna get it?
We don't let people talk about everybody else, but that's that accountability. Because for us to say that we're messed up as a race, what we gotta have accountability to say, hey, we are messed up as a race. How do we fix it? Well, we're not, because it's the white man's fault. He messed it up for us. Right. Now the Hispanics are coming over, they're messing it up for us. Everybody else, it's everybody else's fault.
But us. Ours. Now, don't get me wrong. We know about the systematics, racism, and all of that.
Everybody's affected by that.
Everybody's affected by that. It didn't stop the Jews.
It's a system. If you are broke in America, the system is designed to keep you broke. I don't care what color you are. It's designed to keep you broke until you figure out how to play the game. Yes. And most people don't want to play the game. Cool.
They too lazy to want to get up and get the information. So whose fault is that ultimately?
I want to play the game, and I want to move my family in a position where we can move into a different tax bracket and start doing different things. Yes. Life is different on the other side.
It definitely is.
When you can get there, things look different. So
it's peaceful.
Man, it's very peaceful on the other side. Yes. Like arguing about how we gonna split a check.
when we ain't got the business structure in order from the jump. Because that wouldn't even be a discussion if we went in and we set it up as a LLC or a S Corp or a C Corp. We already know how we gonna get paid. So that wouldn't even be a conversation to be had.
So once we take care of stuff in our house the way we're supposed to take, what does it say? Where there's no vision, my people perish.
Yes.
Lack of
knowledge.
Lack
of knowledge
is why my people perish. And he ain't like the word ain't never lied.
The word don't lie.
The word it ain't.
And there's so many money principles in the Bible that people be sleeping on.
But we just want to discard the Bible.
We want to say that's a white man book. Well, that's why white men keep getting rich, because they applying these money principles and we're not.
If you want to hide knowledge from niggas, put it in a book. That has proven to be just as real. And I'm an avid reader. Reading has really helped change my perspective on the world and the way I operate, the way I do everything. Because I wasn't a reader like until maybe like 15 years ago. I was like, I didn't read a book in high school. I didn't. Now, bro, it's a book on that. When I went to run a podcast, I went and bought a book on Amazon and read through it. How do you get sponsorships? Where does the sponsorship money come? I very rarely jump off into something and I have not read, because a book is cheaper than me getting into it, buying all these mics, this computer,
spending thousands on equipment,
and then I'd be like, I don't even really like podcasts that far away. Like, I don't even.
This ain't even me.
No, I'm good.
I gotta do all this
every day. I gotta talk about something every day. Ooh.
And that's another black person problem. What they see working for someone else, they think it'll work for them. So then, we get to mimicking that person. And then when it don't work out for us, we get to hating that person, because it's like, well, it worked out for you and it didn't work out for me. We got that bad. That's another reason why I feel like we can't do business together, because instead of you just applying that skill what you have to go with what that other person got going on,
we just don't know how to take the principle that somebody does, and apply it to us. Like, I admire the amount of content that you can put out in a day. I'd be like, dog, how she don't run out? I'd be like, bro, she just talk about finances all day. How she don't run out of finances?
And I be at work. And so imagine me.
And so I be like, dude.
I do all this and I'm at work. Like, bro.
So I be like, so I kind of get inspired. I be like, bro.
And that's what I be hoping for.
You gotta put out more content. Like, bro, you gotta put out more content. Like, but I'm not trying to put out financial content. Like, I just saw what you did, and I'm like, and I just got inspired, because I'm like, bro, how does she put out so much information about money? I be at some point.
Imagine, I've been doing this for years. It hasn't always been on finance, my topics, because this is my third podcast. So I've been doing this for years. I use my same marketing strategies for every day. I mean, of course, everything gonna be
plug and play.
But for the most part, it's the same model, the same how I do it. I'm rolling it out every day, because I'm, first of all, making myself knowledgeable on the topic every day. I'm tuned in, I'm plugged in, I'm listening, or I'm reading something, or I'm watching a video. So that's how I'm able to. I don't run out.
I get it. I get how you're able to do it. I just admire people that can pump out, no matter what the content is, whether it's finances, funny stuff, children's stuff, like whatever.
Yeah, whatever your niche is.
Man, when you can do it, I be like, oh, so you supposed to take the principles of that, not the whole, I'm finna start putting out money stuff because it looks like it's working for her. I'm finna start. Yeah. Well, if I start giving people money advice.
They're going to be coming to me for me to fix the problem.
Hey, I was over listening to this fool.
Ain't nobody rolled out no credentials.
No, that man ain't say nothing.
And I have been lacking on rolling out my credentials, but that's because I'm humble. Like, I don't feel I need to brag on, like,
sometimes
who I am.
Sometimes you got to tell people who you are, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Because sometimes you have to introduce, because so many new people come into our spaces. Sometimes you got to, for a minute, pop it to let them know, I am who I am. Okay. Like, I'm just not telling y'all this because I'm telling y'all this because this is why I can tell y'all this. So, and because so many people fluctuate in and out from my page, because some people just get sick of seeing it. Yeah. Some people gone, whatever. So every now and then, you gotta tell people, bro, I travel and do this. Like, I done opened for some of the biggest people that do. Like, sometimes and it ain't a brag. It's just, hey, matter of factly, bro. Y'all talk.
I gotta get better with that, because I don't know. I guess just people always just try to give me backlash, so I gotta work on just being more open with who I am for real. Like, you know, this is me. I'm a certified paralegal. I'm a certified tax professional. Yeah. I did all of this. I went to school. I did certifications. I'm still doing continuing education on things that, you know, I'm still moving in rooms.
Because for those that's supposed to be attached to you, that's not going to chase them off.
Okay.
That's going to actually draw them in to you.
Okay, yeah.
But you're not telling people, because I can't help you if I don't know what you do.
Right.
Like, one reason I have to tell people I do comedy all the time and I write and I do all these other things is because somebody might know somebody.
Yeah.
It may be an event coming up that somebody need a host for, but if don't nobody know that I host or that I do fundraisers, corporate events, and all these other things, can't nobody book you. Can't nobody work with you if I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
Like, so it makes it easier if you just pop it every now and then, just every so often, just let people know.
Okay,
and then you can go back to being like, because I'm very humble in what I do. But when it's time for me to tell y'all what I do, I'm definitely gonna let y'all know. Hey, this is like when it's time to talk them dollars. Hey, I want you to host this and that. Man, it got to be this. But this is what I bring to the table of me hosting.
So that's why I can ask for this.
That's why I can ask for it. Because when I host you, bro, I'm gonna post on my page. I'm going to post your event. I'm going to put it in my stories. I'm going to post a video telling people.
Because a lot of people don't do that. You can be paying them for something and they don't even post it, don't say nothing about it.
Like, I just paid you to host it. That was it. And so I'm just going to show up and host. I'm just doing what you paid me. So you don't think.
Nobody go the extra mile. Like, it's just people lazy.
And that's why don't nobody get the extra work.
Yeah.
If you don't go the extra mile, you ain't going to get the extra work. That's why when people come to me and they be like, hey, I'm doing this event. Can you host it? I be like, and my first question, do you want me to just host it or do you want me to host it and promote it as well? So if you tell me you just want me to host it, well, that's a different price. And it's probably the one that you wanted to pay me at first. It is. Until I said, well, do you want me to promote it? And then you got to thinking about other events. And he was like, yeah, it would have helped me if I had somebody promote that thing for me last
outside of myself doing the work. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'd be like, and they be like, hey, let me holler at my peoples. They holler at their peoples. They come back and they be like, hey, we gonna rock with you. Because I'd be like, I'm gonna put a video up. I don't know. And I'm not at a point if I know every video gonna do thousands or whatever. Yeah. But I'm in front of people that you're not in front of. And I'm doing work that you don't want to do. Most people don't want to do this. Get on, hey, make sure you pull up to such and such. People don't want to do that for real.
Nah, they don't.
People don't want to post.
And people be discouraged by views and stuff like that.
I know y'all seen
likes.
I found out.
I don't care. I do not be caring.
Y'all seen it. Whether you liked it, commented it, you seen it. A video, I could post a video on my reels. It get 500 and some odd views. 1 comment, 7 likes. 500 people saw that video. 500 people saw that video. Now, I don't know how far they got in the video, but 500 people saw that video about me talking about your event.
Yeah.
So the likes and all that, I don't care about that. 500 people saw that. I can quantify that when I sit down with you and tell you, on average, this is how many views I get. I'm not talking to you about how many comments or likes. I'm talking to you about how many views I get. I get in front of, in a day or in a week. In a week, I get in front of 10,000 people with views. That's all you want when you promoting something.
Yeah.
That's all a commercial is.
Exactly.
McDonald's can't track if I actually got up and went to the damn McDonald's when the commercial came on. They just know, hey, this many people viewed the commercial. Or this, I'm sorry, the company sells it off of, well, this is how many people view in this time slot. But again, we don't understand business.
Thank you. If you sales and marketing and analytics,
you work.
We don't even be caring about things like that.
We don't care about none of that stuff.
And a lot of people could be thinking their business is failing or is not seeing success because of views and comments and stuff. And that's the wrong idea to have. I mean, that's the wrong mindset to have.
Because there were successful businesses before social media, y'all.
Yes. And what are you doing outside of social media? Most people who be having all the likes and views and all that is not really living that life, baby. The people who don't be having the views and all that, they really living that life. Them be the ones. I mean, seriously.
And people don't be out here with no flyers. When was the last time somebody handed you a flyer to something?
Well, I was at something, and that's the reason I got the
But that's normally where events is.
Yeah.
But we used to just get random flyers though. We didn't have to be in an event to get a flyer.
Yeah.
You could be anywhere. Somebody just run up on you with a flyer. Hey man, hey, this is my flyer right here, man. I'm having an event. Or hey, this is my music. Check me out.
Yeah.
Don't nobody.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That stuff still work. Like that. Man, I give so much. I give this away to a lot of people and don't nobody do it. And I'm glad they don't. I'm
doing it.
I'm doing it. When I have a comedy show, I'm in people's inboxes. Be like, hey, I know you don't know me from a can of paint, but we Facebook friends, so I probably never commented on your stuff. You probably never commented on mine. But hey, I'm a local comedian. I'm in St. Louis. I'm gonna be down in Helium between this date and this date. If you enjoy comedy and you like laughing, come out and check me out. You know what I mean? People done pulled up on me from that.
Yes.
I don't know these people.
Because it's more personable.
Yeah. Man, y'all not finna sit on my page. I tell people my page is a living organism. Y'all not finna just sit here and ain't doing nothing. Man, let me swap y'all out then. Like, man, let me get rid of some people, man. Let me get some new people up in here. Like, cause y'all not doing nothing. Like,
real talk.
If you're gonna use social media, use social media. So
use it. Don't abuse it. And what did you bring?
Oh, so I brought you some merch. So I got t-shirts. That's like one of my taglines to one of my jokes. It say, kids or a gift from God, what's the return policy? So I brought you one of those t-shirts.
Buyer's remorse, looking at it.
Man, right. Like, and I'm sliding that in. Buyer's remorse.
Buyer's
I'm
remorse.
Putting that in there.
Look, I would look, and you know what? Since I'm a low-key comedian, I'm not a real comedian. I just tell jokes.
Man.
But I love comedians. I would love to work with a comedian just on like writing some
I'm
stuff.
not a comedian. I just tell jokes.
I do.
Edit
you're
that
so
out.
sweet.
Yeah, we're gonna edit that part out though, so we can make a t-shirt. So we can work together and make us a t-shirt that say I'm not a comedian. I just tell jokes. Yeah, you gotta. And then people don't like to say that's that extra, you know what I'm saying? That's the extra for allowing me into your space and your platform to do what I do.
And he wrote bag talk on it. Period. Yeah. Wait till I get my merch and stuff going. See, like I ain't even dig real deep into the bag talk just yet. I'm taking my time with this one. All the other podcasts, I've had a lot of like merchandise and just went all out. This one, I feel like this one is groundbreaking, so I gotta take my time and baby it.
The financial space is always a good space to get into. Like, because people are always looking on how to improve money. Yeah,
and I feel like it's value, man. Yeah. It's real value. Like,
you never have enough of it.
Yeah.
What do I do with the money that I get?
Most importantly,
you have money, you always want to know what to do with it. Because at some point, $10,000 has came through everybody's hands, and we don't know what to do with it. Tax returns have come through. Every year, we get these large lump sums of money. And we don't know what to do with it. I done gave
people some fat checks. And then by June, I swear they like, you doing taxes again next year? And I'm like, you blew through that already?
Didn't nobody tell me what to do with it. You didn't tell me what to do with it?
That's why with my tax services, I'm offering budgeting. You know, we actually planning. We're doing tax planning. So we're planning what to do with your tax refund.
Make it a class.
Or if you owe, we're planning on how you're not going to owe again. We're planning on how you'll break even versus...
But you're providing more than just and I think that's going to be what really helps you. Like, you're providing more than just... Here go my documents. Can you do my taxes? Be no. Be like, hey.
And I'm picky on my clients.
As you should be. As you should be. I wouldn't just take anybody for no tax returns.
No. Those days are way over for me. It's a headache. It's just dealing with people with a certain mindset. I can't do their taxes. I'm sorry. I'd rather somebody else do it.
Let somebody else do that. Like, they're not your clientele. And that's cool.
I want to work with people who for real, like, planning out their wealth.
They know what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and we're making a plan that's realistic and attainable.
Yeah, if we talking about Roths, you know what a Roth account is. If we talking about, like, when you mention something other than a 401k, which, don't get me wrong, we are familiar with the term, but a lot of people don't understand how 401ks work.
Facts.
So we don't know how Roth accounts work. We don't know how.
And that's why we don't be having them. Yeah, so I want to work with people that kind of get the idea, the concept, but they need the word. Yeah. So when we're talking about it, then it'll hit them like, that makes sense.
A lot of people don't know compound interest. We just know how. We only know the negative of compound interest, like with our credit cards.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to get on the positive side of compound interest. none of us mostly know that. Like, because saving accounts don't give you what they used to give you. They used to get, I don't know what the percentage was, but now you don't get nothing on the savings account.
In a traditional savings account, the interest rate is like 0.001.
So no matter what you put in there, you ain't finna see nothing.
You can put $1 million in there and it's not going to barely give you enough.
The bank go out there and they find compound accounts that they play in with your money.
With your money.
So the bank is doing, but we don't know this. I mean, we know it, but
yeah,
we know it for different reasons. We were introduced to it because of other things that we got off to in life. But the average person don't know that. The average person think they put $5 in the bank, and the bank just let their $5 sit there. The bank that took that $5 and figured out a way to try to flip it to get them another $5.
Because you won't do it. Because you won't do it.
Hey,
because it's other avenues or vehicles where you can put your money into something and then it's bringing back a substantial amount of money.
Yep.
And consistency is another thing, because just because you put the $5 in there, it ain't gonna do nothing unless you keep putting the $5 in there. Okay, that's another thing, but that's a whole nother topic.
Man, that's a whole nother topic. Yeah,
I thank you so much. Look, give everybody your social handles. And don't you got an event tonight? Speak on it.
Yeah. So tonight, y'all can pull up on me. I am at the Uptown Hookah Lounge.
Uptown?
That is off of Wilson Road. I do not remember the exact address, but it is the I'm Hollin' Comedy Show. Black Charles, Tenario, Mary Jane, MP, and myself.
I need to be in the building.
I'm the host. So pull up on us. Doors open at 6. Show started at 7.
Okay.
All my social media handles, it is Jevon, Jevon 314 on everything. On Facebook is my full name, Jevon Westmoland.
And that's on everything.
And that's it.
Thank you so much, Jevon, for
having me.
Man, I feel like we should do this again just because it was so refreshing.
Coming to the back cave.
Yes, he said the back cave.
Y'all don't even know why I called it that, but the way we came in was dope.
The way we came in here was like a secret services.
Man, it was
look,
dope.
People would think I'm Illuminati. They already think I'm weird. They already think I'm weird. Like, how does she know all of this? You gotta be in some secret society or something. Right.
Weird people. Elon Musk is weird.
I tell people, don't call me weird. Call me odd, because I beat the odds.
That's all I'm saying.
Period. Hey, y'all, pull up at the, what was it again? The Hookah Lounge?
Yep, pull up to the Uptown Hookah Lounge.
Uptown Hookah Lounge.
Y'all can look it up. It's a video on my page, however y'all want to do it. And it's for the I'm Hollin' Comedy Show, man. It's going to be probably one of the best comedy shows to end the year out.
That's amazing. And I hope that you keep doing what you do. I'm wishing you so much love, success, prosperity. Keep with your goals, everything you got in mind. Connect with the people who need to get you where you're going.
We are. And same with you. I want to see you growing too. So
thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope y'all get out here and get some of this good money, baby. I'll catch y'all on the next one.